In Italiano, we are going to look again at the ere verbs, but we are going to look in particular at the subset of verbs that have the stem ending with C or G. And we'll see how they behave differently than their counterparts in the first conjugation are. We saw what happens with the are verbs, such as pagare. The stem ends with a g, and also for verbs that end with a k, like cercare, for instance, we must keep the same sound, k or g, throughout the entire conjugation. So with io, it is pago, no problem. But when we go to tu, and we know that the ending for tu is always e, when we put together the word, it will turn out to be pronounced tu pagi, because G in front of E is pagi. And since we have to maintain the sound G, we have to insert H between G and E in order to maintain the same sound. So with are verbs, we take the stem and we keep the same sound throughout the conjugation. Things change with ere. That rule no longer applies. And from one point of view, you could say good, because I don't have to worry about inserting H or E in other cases. But then comes the opposite problem, namely that the sound of the stem will change. With the first conjugation, pag does not change at all. It stays g or k. With the second conjugation, the sound of the stem must change depending on the letter, the vowel that follows. So here we have leggere. The sound of the j is j and not g. Leggere. But the endings will force us to change the sound of that G, and we're going to see how. Well, the change happens right away. Io legg, and that is the stem, and then you know that the ending is O. Therefore, io leggo. And now we have to account for tu. The ending of tu is E. It's always E. The stem is leg or legge, but when we combine them together in one single word, then the pronunciation is leggi. So you see that in the same verb we already have two different sounds, leggo, leggi. Let's look at the entire verb now. Io leggo, tu leggi, lei legge, and then here the stem, and noi, voi, loro, noi leggiamo, voi leggete, e loro leggono. A few seconds to look at it again. Look at the pronunciation of the G, leggiamo, leggete, and then finally leggono. Here I want to stress again that the third person plural requires that the stress move one syllable to the, let's say, to the left. It's leggiamo, leggete, but when it goes to the third person plural, the stress moves one syllable up and it becomes leggono. And that applies to all verbs. And now let's move to another verb, conoscere. Conoscere means to know, to be familiar with something, with a person or with an object or with a situation. Conoscere. Here the stem ends with a C, more properly SC. Now, when SC is followed by E or E, in Italian it is pronounced sh. It's one of those phonetic conventions, and you can go back and check them if you don't remember. So SC in front of E or A becomes sh, therefore conoscere. If we look at the syllable in isolation, SCE is pronounced she, but we don't have to keep the same sound throughout the conjugation, because with ere things change. So it will be here the stem io conosc, and then followed by o, io conosco. Tu conosci, because the syllable SCE is she. Lui, lei conosce. I'm running out of space, but I'm going to squeeze it in. Conosciamo, conoscete, and finally loro, conosc, and then the ending, ono, therefore conoscono. Let's take another verb to complete the examples. Dipingere. Dipingere means to paint. We have the j sound, not the g sound, and then we see how it works with the conjugation. Dipingo, dipingi, dipinge, dipingiamo, dipingete, dipingono. I'm returning to the same point again with loro, dipingono. We would expect it on the dipingono, but it moves up one syllable and it is dipingono. To summarize, with are verbs, the stem does not change sound. It always remains the same throughout the conjugation. With ere verbs, the sound of the stem depends on the vowel that follows it, or the stem changes depending on the vowels in the endings.